In this video, we're diving headfirst into the chaotic, untouchable world of Alex Shields. Running under the handle, the mechanic, a Swansea lad who turned the streets into his workshop. This isn't just a story of a drug runner. This is the tale of a daylight robbery so brazen it ripped the lid off a £2 million cocaine empire. The move shook the foundations of a London boss's grip on South Wales. Picture this. May 28, 2020, a set of traffic lights in Swansea. Masked men armed with crowbars leap from a car and smash a van's windows in broad daylight. They snatch £100,000, leaving Shields and his crew stunned, and an OCG crime boss spitting venom. It was the spark that lit up a 50-kilo cocaine pipeline stretching from Essex to Swansea. Shields wasn't just collecting cash. He was keeping the wheels turning for the boss, a shadowy London figure tied to Albanian heavies who'd kill to protect their cut. Rewind the clock to early 2020. The world's half locked down with the ongoing global situation, but Alex Shields, the mechanic, is already in motion, laying the groundwork for a huge cocaine empire. Hailing from Swansea's rough edges, Shields wasn't some posh kid with a silver spoon. This lad was built for the grind, hands dirty, head sharp, a proper working-class scrapper who'd rather fix a deal than a motor. He's hooked up with an organized crime group run by a London kingpin they only call the boss. This guy's the real deal, pulling strings from the capital with a reach deep into Albanian organized crime. Down in Swansea, the colonel calls the shots, a local lieutenant keeping the guys in line. And Shields, he's the mechanic, trusted to collect the cash, ferry the gear, and keep the whole operation purring like a well-oiled engine. In early May 2020, on the M4, Shields is behind the wheel of a beat-up VW Caddy van, tearing down the motorway from Essex, where the gang are picking up 50 kilos of high-purity cocaine. White gold worth £2 million once it's cut and scattered across South Wales. But this is no weekend jaunt. By 8 a.m, he's swinging south near Bristol, detouring to pick up Nicholas Bailey, a cocaine dealer with a rep for shifting gear fast. Bailey climbs in, and off they go. They've got a job to do: drop the product, collect the cash, and get it back to the colonel. Every mile's a risk, every stop a gamble. Motorway cameras, nosy coppers, they're dodging it all. Back in Swansea, the operation's slick. Warehouses stash the coke, runners dart through the estates, and dealers sling it on corners from Sketty to Sandfields. The mechanic's role was collector, the bagman, hitting every drop-off with a quiet edge that keeps everyone in line. 50 kilos of snow pumping through the veins of South Wales. That's hundreds of deals, thousands of punters, and a river of dirty money flowing straight back to the boss. Shields isn't just in the game, he's damn near running the show down there. But the bigger the empire, the harder it falls, and trouble's already brewing. Fast forward to May 28, 2020. It's a Thursday morning. The sun's up, and the traffic lights in a busy Swansea neighbourhood are buzzing with commuters. Mums on the school run, blokes in vans, the usual grind. But today's about to go off the rails. Alex Shields, the mechanic, is in the VW Caddy, fresh off another run. Nicholas Bailey's riding up front, twitchy as hell, a bag stuffed with £100,000 in cash, maybe 106 depending who's counting. This is drug money, pure and simple, collected from the latest drop of that Essex coke. The duo cruised along Townhill Road, swung down Gores Avenue, and rolled onto Carmarthen Road, pulling up at the traffic lights. Then it hits. A black Ford Mondeo screeches up, tires smoking. Two masked men jumped out with crowbars, no hesitation. They swarm the caddy like wolves, smashing the windows with force. Glass sprays everywhere. Shields is gripping the wheel, and Bailey, Well, he's out the door, legging it down the road, abandoning the bag, and leaving the mechanic to face the chaos solo. One of the robbers rips into the passenger side, snatches the cash, and they're gone. The Mondeo peeling out before the lights even change, leaving onlookers stunned. This wasn't some petty stick-up. This was a calculated hit. Jonathan Norris, a Swansea hardcase who owned up to driving, had rolled in with two shadowy mates. A three-man crew who'd been watching, waiting, and planning. The 100K belongs to a top London firm. CCTV catches the whole thing, masked faces, crowbar swings, the Mondeo's plate flashing clear as day. The streets are buzzing, whispers flying. Someone's crossed the mechanic, and the boss ain't gonna like it. Shields is rattled, but he's no snitch. He knows the code, keep your mouth shut, sort it later. Bailey's a mess, sweating bullets, but they've got bigger problems. That cash was headed for the Colonel, then up to London. Now it's gone, and the OCG machine just lost a gear. Mechanics are supposed to fix things, not break them, and this smash and grab is about to unleash hell. The dust's barely settled, and back in London, the boss is losing it. Word hits him fast. £100,000 snatched in broad daylight isn't just a loss, it's a slap in the face. This isn't just some corner dealer getting jumped. This is his empire taking a hit, and he's not the type to let it slide. He's on the blower to the Colonel in Swansea, voice like ice. He wants whoever did this found now. But it's Ainsley Wood, Scarecrow boss on EncroChat, who's spitting fire loudest. He's the London link, and that cash was his lifeline. Plus, he's also sweating the hidden stash in the caddy that could sink him deeper if the coppers find it back at the compound. The Colonel's scrambling, Shields is pacing, and Martin's on damage control, hammering messages to Wood. He's open Panther on the chat, swearing him and his mate Daniel Harris, a flashy Swansea hustler, didn't double-cross anyone. Wood's not buying it. He fired back on Encro. What went down? Who's got my cash? Martin's pointing fingers fast, pinning it on their third wheel. Leon Lay, a gravedigger turned garage boss, and feeding Wood his address. The talk turns dark. Lie detectors to grill suspects. Albanian heavies dubbed Albos to hunt the loot. They're plotting to kneecap Lay, torture him till he coughs up the cash, even lean on his missus to break him. These aren't just local chances, they're imported muscle, ready to sort the problem. Shields is in the thick of it, briefing the Colonel, piecing together who's bold enough to rip off the OCG. 50 kilos of coke doesn't move without enemies sniffing around, and this heist's got rival fingerprints all over it. Martin's pushing Wood a desperate play. Him and Harris will snatch the caddy back from the lockup and save the hidden gear. The mechanic's loyal, pointing the Albanians toward Norris and Smith's place. But time's ticking. The streets are electric, dealers ducking low, knowing the Albanian squad are coming with crowbars of their own. But the Albanians aren't the only ones on the move. South Wales police are already sniffing round the wreckage, with CCTV tapes rolling and witnesses talking. They were closing in faster than anyone expected. It's June 2020, and the heat's searing. South Wales police aren't messing about. They've got the Mondeo's plate, CCTV, the lot, and a tip-off. This isn't just a robbery. It's a crack in a £2 million coke empire. They dragged the mechanic's VW caddy into the enterprise zone, and they hit it hard, ripping out 2 kilos of high-purity cocaine from the wreckage. Shields is off-grid, Bailey's vanished, but the coppers aren't stopping. Raids tear through Swansea, armed units smashing doors in Carmarthen Road, Vivian Road in Sketty, and Middle Road in Gendros. They haul out 3 more kilos of coke and a shooter from Carmarthen Road, £300,000 more off the streets. But rewind to Saturday morning, May 30th. Martin and Harris, desperate to prove their loyalty, pile into Harris's custom-painted van with a mystery third man, rolling up to the Enterprise Zone lockup. They're sniffing around the caddy with that hidden stash, but the compound's locked tight. They slink off, failure reported to Wood, and the coppers clock the dodgy van, personalized plate, CCTV rolling. Suspicion is now sky high. They take another look at the caddy. Crime scene tech cracks it open, eyeballing a beat-up generator. Hidden inside, a secret slot locked with an electronic fob. Cops don't have the fob, but ironically, they've got a crowbar. They pry it loose, over a kilo of coke and 81,000 in notes discovered. The gear was bound for Leeds, and the cash was scooped from Pontypridd. Shields was the mule, running it all. The net's tightening. Norris and Smith are collared, tracked by the Mondeo and an ankle tag ping off Baptist Well Street, just yards from the robbery scene. Norris, with 90 previous offences, was on licence from a 2018 crowbar rampage. He admits driving but clams up on the other two heavies that snatched the bag. These other guys were never identified. EncroChat's spilling secrets too. Woods is raging. He's plotting ketamine runs now, but a Bristol courier's nabbed on the A470 with 5 kilograms of it in her boot. The mechanic's empire is leaking, and the law's all over it. October 2021, Swansea Crown Court. The mechanic's world's gone quiet. Too quiet. But the law's cashing in on the fallout. Shields is a phantom. Maybe running, maybe flipped. The spotlight's on Jonathan Norris, the crowbar king, who's hauled up in the dock. Norris cops it. Conspiracy to supply cocaine, conspiracy to rob. Judge Paul Thomas QC isn't soft. He brands it professional and well-planned. A heist that cracked a £2 million coke empire wide open. Norris bags 9 years for his role. The courtroom's alive. 50 kilos of coke trafficked, 5 kilos seized, a firearm in play, and that £100,000 still AWOL. Operation Tilbury has laid it bare. By late 2021, Swansea Crown Court's a slaughterhouse for the mechanic's crew, and the gavel's dropping like a guillotine. The Swansea end of this coke empire, Martin, Lay, and Harris, faced the music, and it was a brutal tune. These lads, the local linchpins pumping 50 kilos of snow through South Wales, rack up over 39 years behind bars. Martin cops for 12 years, cut a bit for pleading guilty early. Leon Lay, the gravedigger turned coke baron, pulls 11 years and 3 months, his plea shaving off some of the pain. But Daniel Harris, Swansea's Flash Harry, isn't so flash anymore. Convicted at trial, no deals, no mercy. 16 years slammed down, a gut punch for the sketty show-off who once flaunted his fake bling and fast cars. Alex Shields, the mechanic himself, rolls in next. The courier who hauled the gear down the M4 dodges the full storm. He pleads guilty at the last minute and walks off with 8 years and 6 months. Not a light stretch, but it could have been worse. Up in London, the big dogs are feeling it too. Ainsley Wood, the Encro scarecrow boss, and Nicholas Bailey, the capital's coke contact, cop over 29 years combined. Bailey's hit with 13 years and 6 months, a bitter pill for the runner who cried setup. Woods nailed the hardest sentence, 15 years and 9 months for the cocaine game, plus 8 years for that ketamine hustle, running concurrent. The fallout from that one robbery is a bloodbath, 68 years total, a wrecked empire, and a warning etched in Swansea's streets. The boss still lurks in London, Albanian heavies still on speed dial, and that 50-kilo cocaine dream hasn't faded. South Wales police tout their wins, 5 kilos seized, the lad's banged up, a firearm off the streets, but £2 million empires don't vanish overnight. The Colonel's gone quiet, maybe burned, maybe replaced. The streets of Sketty and Sandfields are still flush with gear, with new runners filling the gaps that Shields left. The 100,000 was never recovered, lost to the wind. The heist shook Swansea's underworld to its core and proved no one's untouchable, not even the mechanics' crew. From M4 detours to masked men smashing glass and Albanian gangsters to police busts, this was crime at its coldest, built on ambition, betrayal, and a sting that still stings. This was UK street crime, Swansea style, where the lights may change, but the game never stops. For more raw and real crime stories, hit the like button and subscribe. Until the next episode, stay alert and stay safe.